Dominic, thank you so much for attending the meeting today. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you. Could you tell me just a little bit about your work prior to becoming an Eazi-Business partner?
Yes, certainly. So I worked in IT for nearly 30 years. I started off as a junior developer for a local pensions company in Tunbridge Wells. And then I moved into software testing, primarily started off in Y2K with the Y2K bug. And then I moved into software testing for a satellite communications company. And then my last full-time role with them was as a global IT service director, um, and that stopped in 2019.
Excellent. And with all of those roles, it sounds like they were technical, working in the back end of a company. Did you have any experience in sales or business development up to that point?
No, I was definitely not in a sales role or a business development role. It was primarily in the back end, primarily dealing with other developers or the business. Particularly when I was in my last role, I was dealing a lot with um, the business, but I wouldn't say it was a sales role, Charles.
Perfect. And had you run a business before, or had you always been in employment?
So for 10 years, whilst at the start of Y2K and then sort of 8 years after that, I ran what I would call an IT consultancy, primarily focused on providing test automation to larger organizations, so the likes of BMW, Mercedes, and in Belgium, they're equivalent to BT, Belgacom.
It sounds like you have a tremendous amount of technical experience. You've worked with some fantastic organizations. What made you to decide to join the Easy Business Network? Was it because of your technical experience and interest in technology? I'd love to know more about it.
My role was made redundant in mid 2019, and I took some time out to figure out what I wanted to do next. And I decided I didn't really want to go back to corporate life, although I enjoyed it. It took a lot of my time. I was going around the globe. Um, I had teams in, Miami, Singapore, Norway, St. John's in Newfoundland, and I didn't really want to go back to that corporate life and spending that amount of time away from home. So working for myself was really the most logical option. And I looked around at a wide variety of business opportunities, and I really decided to stick with something I knew. I looked at app building, website building, and the Easy Apps offer really looked best suited to me, to the sort of person I was.
Really good to get that insight. It seems that for you, having lots of technical experience wasn't the main draw. Instead, you found the commercial support more attractive. How did Easy Business help you launch and then grow your business over the last few years?
Okay, so I think I always kind of joke with people that with my timing of launching my business, literally 3 days before lockdown, I should have been a comedian with my timing, because I think for a lot of people it could have been the worst time to launch a business. But um, Easy Apps actually were brilliant. If I'm brutally honest, they were absolutely brilliant, because they came up with solutions that would help support me and other Easy Apps partners during that really difficult time. And again, as I wasn't a salesperson, I think it actually helped me, because I was able to do a lot of online networking. That was sort of enabled me to literally just sort of sit at home and sit and talk with other people online. Um, and Easy Apps provided a lot of solutions around that. There was a lot of networking templates that I was able to adapt and use to help me sell myself and sell my services. The Easy App solutions, and I think in some ways COVID and that whole lockdown actually helped me grow my business, because I was able to to use the online networking that was out there to my best advantage.
That's really interesting and definitely a tough time to launch a new business. Interestingly enough, Dominic, you were the last in-person meeting I had with a client before lockdown began. I remember that meeting probably more than any other meeting because it was a long, long time until I had another in-person meeting again. Thinking about some of the specific customers you've worked with recently, could you tell me about any of your customer successes at all?
Yeah, so um, I have to say what I kind of like about the whole um, Easy Apps solutions, and is that I get to deal with a variety of clients. I've not kind of really niched as such. And one of my most recent clients is a fantastic jewelry designer called Chloe May. She's based in Kent, and we're working on her digital presence with SEO, um, and also with the sales success solution. Um, Definitely, if you want to treat your wife, Charles, I'm sure she would love Chloe's designs. They're amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful rings and earrings and stuff like that. Um, and I'm also working on the digital presence of a large education recruitment company. And it's a mix of search engine optimization and using our sales and success center tools. So social media, we're really using the social media um, voice tool to really push out content on LinkedIn, Instagram, and that has been really successful. We've grown the number of followers on LinkedIn for them by 400%, and it's really having a positive impact on their business because they're getting a lot more um, clients coming in. They need teachers, teaching assistants, um, to really so they can grow their business. And that's GSL education, and we're having a lot of success there with SEO and the sales and success center toolset.
Just to go into a little bit more depth, from what I understand, this is quite a competitive space. There's lots of independent jewelers selling their products on sites like Etsy, for example. They also go to independent markets, shops, boutiques. What have you done specifically for that customer that's given them a competitive edge in the space?
So it's a number of things. It's really one, looking at her the clients that she's really focusing on. She's a very smart lady, and she's looking at those, I guess, your 30, 40 somethings who are successful couples who really want to show their success, and the rings that she sells, or the jewelry that she sells, is at that slightly higher level. Um, it's a lot of bespoke jewelry she does. She designs for her clients. So although she has a collections of rings and jewelry, She's more focused on that slightly higher type of client who wants to do something special and different. She works a lot on heirloom jewelry. So what we did was we spent a lot of time at the beginning focusing on the client, the potential customer, and really working out on what was it that they were searching for, what was it that they were looking for. And so we tweaked a lot of the content on her site, looked at aligning that on her social media platforms. So she posts a lot onto Instagram, and it's making sure that her social media, the search engine optimization, is all aligned to focus on attracting that slightly higher end type of client, and not just looking at numbers as such.
Do you handle social media, website, and SEO on your own, or do you collaborate with other stakeholders?
So I'm working with other stakeholders. So Chloe has a marketing expert and a separate web. So the website is built by another web designer. And I'm providing, I guess, if you like, that technical SEO solution. So it's sort of a triumvirate of three people working with Chloe to deliver the best solution for her.
It looks like your primary focus is SEO and ensuring the website gets found for all the right search terms on Google, specifically the terms that are going to resonate with the core market. As you've rightly mentioned, this is really, really important in marketing because you can put in a lot of work targeting the wrong audience. I've got, I think, two questions around offering SEO as a service to businesses that I'd like to explore. So the first one is, how much time are you spending on SEOing the website? Is there a package that you've offered them, for example? And the second question is, how has SEO impacted the business?
The package that I've offered her is 5 hours on average, 5 hours a month. It's had a positive impact in that it's drawing clients to her site. We've seen a definite uptick in the traffic to her site, both from organic search, but also from what I'm and the industry in general is talking about is the search optimization, not just search engines. So we are getting traction from social media, which is attracting clients to her site and generating uh, definitely traffic and definitely an increase in her clients and people who are buying from her.
That's impressive. And it sounds also like a really interesting business to support. I think it's always great to help independent designers where possible. It's also interesting that the services you're offering actually complement other digital solutions that the business has in place. A little bit earlier in our conversation, you talked about finding new customers via business networking events during the pandemic. And of course, during that time, lots and lots of networking groups moved online. My question is, have you deployed any other marketing strategies at all, or thought about any new channels to acquire more customers?
It's really interesting. I think what I've absolutely loved about Easy Apps, Easy Business is the amount of effort you guys have put into creating a partner community. And that partner community has actually helped generate um, some very good partnerships. So I've worked with um, another Easy Apps partner, and together we've actually been able to generate um, a kind of a mutual um, uh, sort of way of generating business together. Um, and so that's one element where there's growth, and I'm seeing potential for not just one project or two projects, but a number of projects with that particular partner. The other things that I've done is I've joined local chamber of commerces in my area. So I've joined the Seven Oaks Chamber of Commerce, and that has enabled me to connect with a lot of other businesses where there is potential for growth. So an IT services company who wants to be able to provide websites and apps. So we're looking at working together to build growth for his business, but also for me.
Excellent. It sounds like you're filling in the gaps in other people's businesses. They might be offering some of these services, but not all of them. And that's where you can come in and ensure that all of your clients' needs are met. I think it's a really good way to approach business development. One of the things that you've spoken about is the Sales and Success Centre. We only launched it within the last 12 months, so it's actually, well, it's quite a new solution that we've built for our partners. Could you tell me a little bit more about the Sales Centre and how you're using it for your business?
Yeah, I have to say it's a fantastic tool, and it's not only helped me gain a number of new clients, um, but it's also enabled me to add to what I provide to existing clients. So the Snapshot Report tool is a fantastic and very effective sales tool. It allows me to go to new clients and to existing clients and show them how well or how poorly in general they look in the digital, what I call the digital realm. And the digital realm is, yeah, the e-commerce side, it's the social media side, it's the customer reviews side, it's how their website is working. So for existing clients who I'm providing a website for, it shows them how brilliant their website is. But it also gives me a way to say, actually, you really do need to start engaging more with your clients to be able to show potential clients how well you're doing. So I've been able to do some upselling using the Sales and Success Center um, to sort of add additional and gain additional revenue from existing clients and also new clients.
Awesome. And thinking about using the snapshot report, if you were approaching a new customer, at what point would you introduce the report? Would it be like a mechanism to secure a meeting, or would you introduce it during or even after the meeting?
So for me, it's normally at the end of a meeting. I'll talk to a new client and we go through different options, and I'll say, look, if you really want to know where you need to be focusing your efforts, I can provide you with a report that literally will go through uh, all the areas of the internet, from your website through to your social media, and it will give you a comprehensive overview and review. And then you can look at this report and we can come back together at a later point to really work out the best places for us to focus your time and effort to grow your business. And so what I do is I run the report, I then send it to them, I then phone them up, and invariably it leads to them engaging me in the area that they want to add and sort of grow their business.
You've also talked about upselling to current customers. I believe it's crucial to be able to do this because, of course, it's just a lot easier to sell additional products to your current customers than having to find new ones. Um, what kind of products have you delivered to existing customers off the back of a snapshot report?
I think the best one was a client who I'd been helping to tweak their existing website. They had an existing website, and their web designer or web developer really wasn't offering any kind of help. And so I've been doing tweaks to the website and updates. And this guy goes, look, I just really need some help. So I ran the snapshot report and we spent a bit of time going through it. And he said, okay, how can I really grow the business? By the end of the conversation, I'd pretty much sold him every single offering from the Sales and Success Center. So the social media, the customer voice, customer reviews. And from that, he is now able to show potential clients, existing clients on social media, what his company offers. He's then able to actually then, with existing customers, get positive feedback on Facebook reviews, on Google reviews, to actually show how well he is delivering his products and services to clients. And so he is now using pretty much every single tool on Sales and Success Center to increase his presence on the internet and also to grow his business.
It seems as if the products that you've offered him effectively address the specific business issues that he was personally dealing with, and also meeting a real need.
Very much so. It was a way for him to really effectively reach out and grow his business.
Throughout the course of the interview, you've talked about different solutions that you offer businesses. You've talked about apps, websites, SEO, social media. I would absolutely love to get some insight as to how much you charge for these solutions or the way in which you determine cost. Do you have fixed packages or pricing, or does it really depend on the customer?
So it really varies depending upon the client's needs and their budgets. If I'm honest, I tend to stick with the Eazi-Business recommended prices because for me, they're very competitive with other providers in my area. And it also helps me to be very consistent across the different businesses that I'm dealing with. Um, Obviously, you have to kind of sort of gauge your customers, and you have to have some kind of flexibility. So if it's dealing with a one-man band who's starting off, then I will kind of juggle things to be able to get them up and running. If it's a much bigger organization, then you kind of adjust it because what they want and what their expectations are a lot higher. And so you have to spend and invest a lot more time and energy to deliver that level to that client.
So it sounds like you're almost starting off at our recommended pricing, and then during a meeting, you find out if the person prefers everything to be taken care of for them, similar to what a big company might typically do. They don't want to handle any of the data uploading. Or on the other hand, you might discover that the person's budget is quite low, and then you can adjust the pricing model to make it work for the project and the customer.
Yes, yeah, you it's it, it's about being flexible, but without kind of going being too flexible so that you end up not being able to deliver the right solution to the client, and also by kind of cutting your cloth in such a way that you end up not actually making any money yourself. It's about providing the best solution for the best price to your client, but also for yourself.
Definitely. That sounds like a really sensible approach to pricing. When I met you in 2020, you were embarking on this new chapter of your life after working in the corporate world for quite a long period of time. Could you give us some insight as to how well the business is doing today, 3 years later?
Yeah, the business is doing well in the sense that it's providing me with the lifestyle and the life that I want. Uh, it gives me flexibility that I would never have in a corporate role. Um, I work as hard as I want to. I have the flexibility to do the things that I want to do. So I've got a 5-year-old lab, and him and I, when we want to, we'll go off and we'll have an hour, 2-hour walk. My wife and I will go over to France And last year we were in France for 3 weeks, and I was able to work from France and service my clients and gain new clients whilst I was away. So for me, the business is delivering the life and the lifestyle that I want, and I'm enjoying life. I'm having a brilliant time. I'm meeting fantastic clients, fantastic people, and I've got a flexibility to my life that I would have never had if I hadn't have joined the Eazi-Apps team, the Eazi-Apps family.
It's really good to get that feedback. I think what's really important, more than anything, is that we give people the opportunity to build the type of business that's right for them. It's certainly made a big difference to you and your life. And I'm also pleased that whilst traveling abroad, you've been able to pick up new customers. Final question, Dominic, because I've kept you here for quite a while. What advice would you give to someone who's considering joining the Eazi-Business Network but hasn't started yet?
One is to look at the figures and look at them realistically, because the figures that are given are achievable, but you have to put in the effort. You have to work. You can get a lifestyle, you can get an income that you want from the Eazi-Business network, from the Eazi-Business solutions that are offered. But it's like any kind of business. It's like any kind of franchise that's on offer. It will not happen without effort. You get provided everything that you need to start a very good business, to succeed, but it will require you to put the effort in. It will not happen magically. But that is what you had said to me when I joined. It's what Zach had said to me when I joined. So there are no surprises. There is nothing to kind of be sort of, I don't know, shocked by. Success requires effort. And it's that simple, in my view.
Definitely. I 100% agree with that sentiment. And I think it was a really nice question to end the interview on as well. Dominic, thank you so much for all of your time today. I know you're a really busy person with work, but also have a lot going on at the moment personally, and giving up an hour was just fantastic. I'm really, really looking forward to hearing about your future successes, and hopefully we'll meet up again in the not so distant future. Thanks again.
Yes, yeah, it would be good. And I know, I think I absolutely love the Eazi-Apps family. It's a great team. You know, Richard, Ilya, Joe. There's so many people on the team that are fantastic, and I don't need them as much as I used to at the beginning. But when I do need them, they're there, and I have to say it's brilliant. And the partner sessions are brilliant. I know it takes Richard's time and effort, but it is worth it. And I love being a part of it.